Hey guys, before we get started on the problem, we'll go ahead and review the row operations. You are welcome to go through these yourself. Just press pause and I'm sure you can read them. So let's move on to the next page here. And basically what our whole goal is to first start off trying to get a 1 in the row 1 column 1 spot and then zeros below it, and then after we obtain that first column we're going to go for a 1 in this spot diagonally from the other one, and then we're going to go for the 0 below, and finally after we do that we're going to go for the other 1 diagonally down. So let's go ahead and get started with this first problem. This is problem number 35 on page 603. So we're going to solve this using the reduced row echelon method, which means we need to take these three equations and put them in an augmented matrix, which is shown right here. So basically all I've done is I've taken the coefficients on the left here and the constants on the right and listed them all over here. So let's go to the next page and start using some of our row operations to put this matrix, this augmented matrix, in reduced row echelon form. So my first goal is to obtain a 0 in this position here, and so I'm going to have to manipulate one of the equations and add it to another in order to get that row. So I'm going to go ahead right now. I'm going to multiply row 1 by a -3 and add it to row 2. And that's going to eliminate a 3, and that'll give me a new row entry. So let's go ahead. We got a -3 and -6, 3, and -9, and row 2 is 3, 7, -3, and 12. So now when we add straight down we have a 0, 1, 0, and 3. So that's a really good position for row 2. So I'm going to make my substitution, and not only did I get a 0 there, but I got a 1 for the second spot. So I essentially killed 2 birds with 1 stone. That was nice. Okay, so for the next one, we're going to want to get a 0 in this -2 spot. So we're going to add row 1 and row 3 together. So row 1 we're going to multiply by a 2 and add that to row 3. So we have a 2, a 4, a -2, and a 6, and then we have a -2, -4, 3, and -5. And we have to add these two together and we end up with a 0, a 0, a 1, and then a 1. So this is working out really nice actually. So we're going to make a substitution in the third row. We have our first row and second row taken care of, and now we have our third row taken care of, and this is really a pretty easy one because just in a couple steps here I have put it in row echelon form. Now I just need to put it in reduced row echelon form, which means I need zeros in these spots here. I already have a 0 in this spot, but I need to wipe these two guys out, the 2 and the -1, and so that's just a matter of two more operations. Let's go ahead and pull this matrix to the top here. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add row 1 to row 3. and I don't even need to multiply anything. Row 1 set to cancel. So we simply add straight down, and we cancel one of those spots. So let's go ahead and rewrite. Row 1, we have a 1, 2, 0, a 4, and then here's row 2, row 3. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and combine row 2 and row 1 together so that we can eliminate this 2 here. So let's go ahead and we're going to multiply row 2 by negative 2. And so we have a 0, minus 2, 0, minus 6. We're going to add that to row 1, and that will give us, that will give us our reduced row echelon form. Okay, so what this form gives us is x, which is equal to a negative 2, and then y, which gives us a 3, and then z, which gives us a positive 1. So you could write it in this form here. Okay, well that was pretty easy. I'll see you guys later.